Let us have a short, precise, and a quick revision on the dry eye syndrome. We will begin with the symptoms of the dry eye syndrome, and the common symptoms are burning sensation, dryness, foreign body sensation, mild to moderate decreased vision, sometimes also accompanied with excessive tearing. These symptoms are often increased by smoke, wind, heat, low humidity, or prolonged use of eyes while using digital screens. Usually a bilateral and a chronic disease with the symptoms worsening in the later part of the day. Let us now talk about the important signs of the disease. Scanty tear meniscus seen at the inferior lid margin is one of the important signs to watch for. Normal tear meniscus should be at least 1 mm in height and it will have a convex shape. Decreased tear breakup time is the second important sign to watch for. It is measured from a blink to the appearance of a tear film defect by using a fluorescent stain. Normally, the tear breakup time should be more than 10 seconds. Other important signs include punctate corneal or conjunctival staining, usually inferiorly or in the interpalpebral area. Excess mucus, debris in the tear film, and filaments on the cornea may be found in severe cases of patients with dry eye. Let us understand the etiology and the common causes responsible for the syndrome. Firstly, it is idiopathic in nature and commonly found in menopausal and postmenopausal women. It is also commonly seen in patients with connective tissue diseases like Sjogren's syndrome, rheumatoid arthritis, Wegener granulomatosis, and systemic lupus erythematosus. The third common cause is conjunctival scarring post conditions like ocular cicatricial pemphigoid, Stevens-Johnson syndrome, trachoma, and sometimes also due to chemical burns. Patients with the chronic use of certain drugs like oral contraceptives, antihistamines, beta blockers, phenothiazines, and atropine are at a risk of developing certain symptoms related to dry eyes. Infiltration of the lacrimal gland, for example sarcoidosis or even a tumor, can be a causative factor for dry eye syndrome. Post-radiation fibrosis of the lacrimal gland is also an addition to this. Vitamin A deficiency, usually from malnutrition, intestinal malabsorption, or bariatric surgery, is also considered as one of the causative factors for dry eye syndrome. A very small percentage of patients post-LASIK could be prone to the dry eye syndrome. This is usually secondary to disruption of corneal nerves and interface with a normal reflex tearing. Let us now discuss the evaluation and workup plan for this condition. A thorough history taking and external examination is important to detect the underlying etiology. Slit lamp examination with fluorescent stain to examine the tear meniscus height and tear breakup time is very critical. The use of a Schirmer's test is one important evaluation of a dry eye syndrome. Schirmer's test can be done with or without use of a topical anesthetic. In the absence of a topical anesthetic, we are able to measure the basal as well as reflex tearing. The normal wetting values are 15 mm in 5 minutes. With the use of a topical anesthetic, the same test can be used only to measure the basal tearing. Wetting of less than 5 mm in 5 minutes is considered abnormal. As far as treatment is concerned, use of artificial tears in the form of eye drops or eye ointment remain the mainstay for treatment of mild to moderate dry eyes. Use of cyclosporin and punctal occlusion is considered in cases with severe dry eyes. As far as contact lenses are concerned, patients with mild dry eyes should shift to a silicone hydrogel lens. In cases with severe dry eyes, use of miniscleral lenses or scleral lenses is considered as a much better option. A permanent lateral tarsorrhaphy is considered by the ophthalmic surgeon if all the previous measures fail. Some important points to be remembered is to use preservative-free artificial tears, and in case if the history suggests any presence of connective tissue disease, refer the patient to rheumatologist. With this, we complete the revision of a dry eye syndrome. Thank you for listening.